We will do the chapter, we will continue with the chapter Establishment of Colonial Authority, and today we will learn about the expansion of Western education in India. And when we are talking about Western education in India, we see that Western education did not expand in India before the 19th century. And before it, we find that there was the system of education which came to be known as the native education. And when we look at the native education, we find that there were two groups, that is, one meant for the Hindus and another meant for the Muslims. For the Hindus, there were systems of primary and higher education. There were pathshalas and chatushpatis in different villages and parts of India, which was where the students were given primary education. And in the tools, there were tools for higher education where the students were given higher education, and this was known as the tools. So these were the two centers of education that was prevalent among the Hindus, and they used to go to the pathshalas, chatushpatis, and if they were going for higher education, they would go to the tools. And in 1800, there was a survey conducted by Adams, and he showed that there was around an average 100 tolls in every district. So these tolls were given, the responsibility of these tolls were providing education to the people. When we look at the other side, that we find that there were maktabs and madrasas for the Muslim students. So and here also they were given the primary education, and in the maktabs and madrasas we find that Arabian, Persian and the Quran was taught. Whereas in the pathshalas and chatushpatis we find that literature, grammar, Quran, then medicine, astrology, Sanskrit, these were the subjects that were taught. So the scenario of the native education was that there were two centers of education meant for the Hindus and the Muslims. For the Hindus there were the the pathshalas, the chatushpatis and the tools, and for the Muslims there were the maktabs and madrasas. In both the institutions or the centers of education, we find that mainly the Sanskrit, the scripture of the religious scriptures, Sanskrit, Arabian, Quran or Persian, these languages were being taught, and these were the subjects that were dealt with. But subjects like history, subjects like mathematics, practical science, history, economics, politics, they were not taught in these institutions. And moreover, these institutions were suffering from the lack of money, because they were in a financial crisis. They were not getting any grant or any help from the government, and so they were not spreading, or they were not able to expand all the education, or they were not being able to provide education to all the people. And the government was ignoring, the government didn't know about it, or neither they bothered. That is, the colonial government was not at all bothered, or did not find or did not do anything for the improvement of education. So when we look at education, we had previously the native education, and when we look at native education, we find that there were centers of education where the education was given, and there were primary and higher education was given, but the scope of there was a limitation of the subjects that was taught. And these educational institutions, they were suffering from financial crisis, that is, there was a lack of fund, and as they didn't get any help from the government, and so there was the education was not expanding. And then we find that in the 19th century, education was the Western education was spreading. All the government and individuals were taking initiative for the spread of Western education. Now, when we look at Western education, at first the East India Company was not really bothered towards the expansion of Western education. Rather, they were anxious, they were worried that this would have a negative impact on education, on the company, on the rule of the company, because they thought that it may not be beneficial for the company to think about expanding Western education in India. So they did not do any initiative. When Warren Hastings was the Governor General, he was very impressed by the Oriental education, and he took initiative for the culture and native language as well as the Oriental education. That is, he was very impressed by the Oriental education And so he took the initiative for the expansion of this Oriental education, and for this purpose he formed the Calcutta Madrasa with the request of the Muslims in 1781. So in the year 1781, the Calcutta Madrasa was established with a view to expand the Oriental education, because there was a request from the Muslims of the society. And then we find that those people who were interested in the Oriental culture and education, they were establishing institutions for the purpose of carrying on this tradition or the Oriental culture, or to know more about it. So we find that Sir William Jones, he founded the Asiatic Society in 1784, and Orientalists like Farsi scholar William Wilkins, Horace Hayman, Matthew Halhed, they were all with him, and they were all taking measures to help in the expansion of the Oriental education. And Sir Wilkins, Charles Wilkins, he invented the Bengali type in the year 1778. So what we see that in 1781 the Calcutta Madrasa was established. Then in 1784 the Asiatic Society was formed by William Jones, and Charles Wilkins, he developed or he invented the Bengali type in the year 1778. And after the invention of the Bengali type, we find the first Bengali grammar book was published by Halhed in the and the Benares Sanskrit College came up or was established in 1792 by Jonathan Duncan. So initially what we see that the company was not interested in spreading Western education. There were some people who believed that was impressed, or who believed that Oriental education or culture was good, and they took measures for the spread of it. We find that Warren Hastings, he formed the Calcutta Madrasa. William Jones, he founded the Asiatic Society. Charles Wilkins, he invented the Bengali type. The first Bengali grammar book was published by Halhed, and the Benares Sanskrit College was established in 1792. So these were all measures that were looking for the expansion of Oriental education or native education in India. And then we find that in 1800, Lord Wellesley, he founded the Fort William College. This Fort William College was established for giving training to the government or the company employees, and they were also given training, or they were also made aware of the Indian languages, because these employees or these people were needed for the administration, for administrative jobs, and so they were given education about the Indian languages. And so we find that these were the efforts that were taken up by the company, mainly for the expansion of Western education, the native education or the Oriental education. Next we will take up the improvements or the initiative of the company, and that also of the individuals in the spread of the Western education. So as I have told you earlier, this part is again important for you for objective or short questions. So learn this question very well. There are dates and there are also names which you have to remember. So thorough reading of this part of the chapter is very important for you. So I hope you will do that, and in the next video we will take up the next portion of the education or expansion of Western education in India. Thank you.